creek. Walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons. Country kid turning to a town right heathen. Country kid turning to a town right heathen.
Hey everybody, it's Old Man Van here. I'm in the Old Man Van cave, the Old Man Van castle, and you know, my doorbell just rang, and there was a delivery, another delivery. So let's see what Old Man Van received today. Whoa, another Asics box. So let's take a look at what's in there. Ooh, open it up, and you know Old Man Van really enjoys opening boxes from shoe companies. So looky here. William, Enjoy the Shoes Marathon Sports. Darn, that's really, really cool. I guess they know that Old Man Van shops for a lot of shoes. So, hey, you know what? They're thanking me. Anyways, let's see what's in here. Let's open this. So open that tissue paper. Whoop. Guess what I got in here? Guess what I got? I got the new Asics Gel-Kayano 31s. Whoa, look at this colorway. You know, it's almost the 4th of July, so that's a pretty good colorway. You got some red, you got some white, you got some blue in there. Really nice shoe. Looks very much like the previous version. Although the upper is supposed to be a little bit different. So when I give you my first impressions review, we'll go over all those details. But this is the Gel-Kayano 31. I did purchase it in my regular 11.5 D width, so medium width. I'm going to give it a shot and see if the upper improvements on this shoe took care of the hotspot issues that I was having in the previous version. So, you know, just feeling it right here. Let me see. I still feel that internal reinforcement, but we'll see if this upper kind of gives a little bit more. It does feel a little more stretchy on the outside. Let's see if there's any more volume in there. Let's see if the feel is a little bit different. Let's see if the hot spots go away. I'm really hoping it does because I really want to like this shoe. I really like the midsole in the 30. It's just, with the hot spots and the blisters, it's just a tough thing. They did feel like there was enough room in the forefoot, so let's see how these feel. You know, I'm going to be able to take these out on a number of runs, and if they start giving me problems, then I'm going to return them and size up a half size. Hey everybody, welcome back to Old Man Van Running. Here again in the Old Man Van Cave, the Old Man Van Castle. So, you know what? I've been debating whether I was going to purchase the updated Asics Gel-Kayano 31. As you know, I have a love-hate relationship with the Gel-Kayano series. I like the 28, the 29 and the 30, not so much. The 30 especially gave me hot spots, gave me blisters, and you know, it was a tough shoe to wear. Outside of the cushioning and everything, which I really liked, I had to wear moleskin on my little toes and on my big toes to keep from getting blisters. And a lot of people out there said I should have sized up a half size, but I'm going to tell you, the Gel-Kayano 30 was true to size. I had enough room in the toe box. The problem was, and this is really I'm certain of, the problem was the materials. The upper was a little abrasive. The internal reinforcement in that toe box was too stiff. So if my toes touched it at all, I got friction there. And then the sock liner itself was a little abrasive. So what finally changed my mind and got me to purchase the Asics Gel-Kayano 31 was that I heard that they had tweaked the upper a bit and made it softer, more compliant, more stretchy. So here we have the Asics Gel-Kayano 31. So far, I've taken this shoe on 3 runs. I've taken it on a 3-mile easy run right out of the box. Next day, I took it on a 5-mile easy run. And then today, I took it on a 10-mile easy run in the heat and humidity here in Connecticut. I feel that's a good variety of runs to give a really decent first impression on this shoe. So before I go into the details, let's get out on the trail and let's look at those first 2 runs. There they are! I guess we're gonna turn around and follow y'all. Woo! Okay, we're back. So really good first two runs in the Asics Gel-Kayano 31. Big question was, how is it going to perform in those longer runs, right? Double-digit runs, was I going to get the same hot spots and blisters? Well, here's what I'll tell you. I took this shoe out today, 10 miles, in very, very humid and warm conditions. Not a hot spot or blister to be found. Extremely comfortable. I felt no friction whatsoever. Total difference from the Asics Gel-Kayano 30. And really the only change to this shoe is the upper. I'm going to tell you right now, shoe fits true to size, plenty of room in the toe box. What I noticed is I didn't feel the upper. Okay, it stretched, it molded to my feet. I didn't feel that internal reinforcement in the toe box. It was much less pronounced than in the Asics Gel-Kayano 30. So really, really happy with how this shoe has performed so far. The only thing I would say is it's a little warm out there today, so it's really hard to tell how well this breathes. I think it is more breathable than the previous version, but it's still a warm shoe on a warm day. So now, before I get into the construction and all that good stuff, let's go through the numbers. First of all, price. The Asics Gel-Kayano 31 comes in $5 more than the Gel-Kayano 30 did last year. Comes in at $164.95 or $165 US. Still a decent price for a max cushion, max stack, long distance Stabilty daily trainer, a shoe designed to last for a long time. But you know what? The prices are still getting up there. I won't say that's not a lot of coin, but it's kind of right there where most of the shoes are these days. Looking at weight, exactly the same weight as last year, 10.7 ounces in a men's size 9, or I believe that's 305 grams. And in a woman's size 8, it's 9.3 ounces, 266 grams. Stack height also hasn't changed, 40 millimeters in the rear foot, 30 millimeters in the forefoot, for 10 millimeter heel to toe drop. Now, you know I like 8 millimeters or less, but I'll tell you, the softness of that midsole, the way that heel collapses when you heel strike, makes that drop less noticeable. So with that, let's get into the upper. So, as I just mentioned, no hot spots, no blisters. The upper on this shoe is a nice engineered mesh, very soft, very pliable, thinner than in the Asics Gel-Kayano 30. Very, very soft, like I said, stretchy. The internal reinforcement in the toe box, not as pronounced as the 30 as well. So in both cases, no issues at all with hot spots or with blisters. Still plenty of room in the toe box. My toes were able to splay, no issues there. Just a really comfortable upper. What you want is an upper that you don't feel, and I didn't feel it outside of the fact that it was very warm out there today. Moving along, there's not a lot of overlays. There's just the Asics logo here. You do have reinforcements, as you see, right around the eyelets, which is good, right? Keeps that from wearing through. Nothing really in the back here, just a little bit here, but nothing major. You move into the heel counter. It is nice and structured, as typical of a daily trainer and a Stabilty daily trainer, but it's softer up top. So that's really good. You don't get a lot of undue pressure on your Achilles. You have a nice padded ankle collar and heel collar, very well padded, a little bit warm when you're talking about, 80 degrees and 80% humidity, but still very, very comfortable. Not much of a heel flare here, but again, very well padded in the heel counter. Didn't have any issues whatsoever with my Achilles, no heel rub, and I was locked in there really good. Looking at the tongue, a nice padded tongue here, very well padded. Again, it was a little warm out there today. The tongue is gusseted, so it keeps it from moving around. It's padded. It didn't feel overly padded, but again, with it being really warm out there, I would have liked a little thinner of a tongue. Now, the laces, I like flat laces. These laces are flat. That's really good. There is not any stretch whatsoever in these laces, which I like. I was able to get a good lockdown without putting too much pressure over the top of my foot. I did not have to do runner's lacing or marathon lacing at all. So really, really good there with the lacing. Moving on to the sock liner, very comfortable, Ortholite X55. You know, they said it didn't change from last year. I don't know, but it felt softer than last year's version. I'm just gonna say that right out of the box. So maybe they tweaked it a little bit. They didn't say anything about what they did to it. They still call it the X55. So you know what? It's comfortable. Whatever they did, it works. Onto the midsole, Flight Foam Blast Plus, 20% bio-based. I don't know if they've changed anything. Again, last year they had Flight Foam Blast Plus Eco, but it feels softer this year. You know, it's the same stack height, both in the rear foot and the forefoot. So I don't know what they did that's different, but it feels softer, feels better than it did last year. So whatever they did, it improved. Also, just like last year, they have a pure gel insert in the heel here. And then they have this 4D guidance system, which looks like a medial post, but it's not. It's actually softer, more responsive material and kind of gives you a bounce there in the midfoot. Again, the shoe overall, this midsole overall feels softer and a little bit bouncier than last year. But when you look at the specs, everything is identical to last year's version. Now, one thing that has changed a little bit is they've kind of modified the bevel here in the heel. So when you heel strike, you get a smoother transition through the gait cycle. But other than that, nothing's changed on paper, but the feel has changed. I'm going to tell you, this midsole feels very soft, but not dead soft like a Hoka shoe. It feels very soft, and there's a little bit of a bounce. It's not a responsive shoe, but a little bit of a bounce. It feels softer than the Glycerin GTS 21. It's just a very, very comfortable, really good long distance, save your legs type of feel. Onto the outsole, that hasn't changed much either. It's the hybrid Asics grip outsole. It does feel a little softer than the previous version, but there's plenty of coverage there. It's plenty thick enough here, as you can see. I don't see any issues with durability. 3 runs in this shoe, I see absolutely nowhere at all, 18 miles. So I assume this shoe is gonna last 400 miles easy, at least the outsole. So very, very good outsole coverage. Again, as you see, there are some of these kind of grooves here, flex grooves, but the coverage is in all the right places. Really good job with the outsole. No major changes from last year. Onto stability, there's no medial post. This 4D guidance system, which looks like a medial post, is not. It's actually softer, more responsive material there. It uses this very wide base as one of the major stability elements. Also, you've got good sidewalls here on the lateral side and on the medial side, so your foot is kind of cupped into that midsole. And you see how it's angled up towards the medial side, which helps prevent too much pronation going inwards. Just a real stable base. You've got the guidance line here, so when you hit, it kind of guides you straight through and gives you a very centered ride. So very, very good in the stability. What I like about stability shoes now is that you don't really notice it. You don't feel it like a big block of hard TPU material under your arch. So no changes here, just a very, very comfortable ride. If I was a neutral runner, I could wear this shoe as well. It's just very unobtrusive or unintrusive. So really good job, Asics. Performance. The Gel-Kayano 31 is not a performance shoe. This is a long run shoe. This is a long run, save your legs type of shoe. That being said, at 10.7 ounces, it's pretty heavy, right? But there is a little bit of bounce in that midsole. So it doesn't feel quite as heavy as its actual weight. So that's good, but it's not a shoe you're gonna pick up the pace much in at all. It's a great shoe to save your legs, like I said, those easy runs. It's just kind of luxuriously soft without being like wallowy soft. Just a really good feel. But picking up the pace much in this shoe is not something I would choose to do. Which brings me to comfort. Extremely comfortable. One of the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. And man, coming from the Gel-Kayano 29 and Gel-Kayano 30, you probably didn't expect to hear that out of old man Van's mouth. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever put on my feet. The softness in that midsole without being dead feeling, not wallowing out, still giving me the stability. My legs feel great after that 10-mile run today. Just a really comfortable shoe. The upper is so much more improved. No hot spots, no blisters. There's more than enough room there. I got a good lockdown. Just a very, very luxuriously comfortable shoe. And with that value is up there. Value is pretty good. I think this is a good value at $165. The reason I say that is if you can get 400 to 500 miles out of this shoe, and the key there is going to be whether that Flight Foam Blast Plus Eco holds up, you've got your money's worth out of this shoe. So if it saves your legs over those long runs and on those easy days and keeps you relatively injury-free, that's a great benefit and makes this shoe more than a good value. So where does that leave me on first impressions compared to the Gel-Kayano 30? Well, the Gel-Kayano 30, I started off with a 9.4 and I went down to a 9.3 after 100 miles. I'm starting off with the Gel-Kayano 31 at a score of 9.5 out of 10. The only reason it's no higher than that is because it's not a performance shoe. It's not a versatile shoe. It's a long run, save your legs kind of shoe, and it's perfect for that. But it's not a shoe you're going to wear on a performance day. So that's the only reason it's a 9.5 and not maybe say a 9.75 or so. For a shoe for a specific purpose, that's just an outstanding score. And Asics, maybe you heard some of the feedback, right? Maybe you read some of the feedback. Maybe you heard some of the feedback from some of the shoe tubers out there, maybe even Old Man Van. But you really did your homework and tweak the right things to make this shoe so much better. Now, I do have 3 more pairs of shoes coming. I've got the Mizuno Neo Vista coming in. I also have the Skyward X from Hoka. And the other Asics shoe I have coming in is the Super Blast 2. So as soon as those shoes come in, they're back ordered a little bit. I'm going to do reviews on those shoes and probably do some comparisons, right? A lot of similar types of shoes. Those max stack, max cushion types of shoes for long runs, some with a little more performance bent in them like the Super Blast 2 and the Neo Vista, but I'm really looking forward to trying those shoes out, testing them out, and then doing some comparisons. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed already, as always, please hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll get notified when more videos are posted. Comments, any and all comments really do help my channel. And again, if you know friends, running pals, running buddies, family members, acquaintances, co-workers that you feel may enjoy the Old Man Van Running channel, please let them know. So thanks again for watching and for your support. And remember, lace up those shoes and let's get out on the roads.
Railroad tracks run along the creek. Walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons. Country kid turning to a town right heathen.